The dawn of civilization. Primitive. Dangerous. Exciting. The handwriting is on the wall. If the human race is ever going to amount to anything, it needs
the most civilized caveman I have ever seen.
Look who's come out of his cave.
You're listening to the Cave Dweller Music Podcast. It's Matt here, coming from my collective cave into your dank dwellings. If you've been in and around Brisbane, you may have seen this name pop up here and there. They've gone from a band into a record label. We're going to be having a chat to Lumens, and now known as Lumens House Records. Sean, Dan, and Luke, how are we, gents?
Very well.
What's up?
Yeah, good. Yeah, how are you?
Not doing too badly. We were chatting a little bit before that this COVID thing has kind of come through. Made a bit of a mess of it for you guys down in Brizzy, and then it's even managed to reach its way up here in Toowoomba. But I suppose that's a sign of the times.
Totally. But
yeah.
I mean, we're staying in. We're just doing stuff for the label. So.
Yeah. We all live together.
With this lockdown and the last lockdown, even though they are annoying and can interrupt things, I feel like Lumens has benefited in a way. Like technically that last lockdown, we recorded a bunch of new music, and then this lockdown, it got us prepped for some record labels.
So you guys have been making the best of a bad situation by the sounds of that.
Yeah,
definitely.
And like you said, you all live together. It does make it a little bit easier to organise things because, you know, you're not having someone trekking in from the north side of Brisbane, from the south side, and you can kind of just sit down and be like, right, today we're going to do X. You've got all four members there. Makes it a hell of a lot easier for you.
Yeah, totally, especially with these lockdowns.
Well, you know, what else are you really going to do, I suppose?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, I mentioned there in the intro that Lumens actually used to be a band, and I don't know whether you guys are still putting out music. The last release I saw was in 2019. So can you kind of walk me through the process from 2016 when that first EP came out to 2019 and now sort of stepping up again into the label? What did that sort of five and a bit year process look like for you?
It's been, I think Lumens was pretty inconsistent overall. We have little bursts of like, we kind of jump in, write a bunch of music for maybe a couple of months or so, and then go back to whatever else we're doing for a bit, play some shows, go back again. So it's very like A-B in a way. And I think Lumens House Records was like a nice way to make a bit more like consistency to what we all do together.
We also all happen to move into the same house, which is
we
big part of the name.
The physical Lumens House is what started the label, but I'd like to think that they're separate entities, even though they're the same people.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
the band is still around. It's just pretty quiet.
Yeah,
and the label is something else.
Yeah,
because that was one of the big things that I was sort of a bit confused by, because I've been following you guys, like I said, and for those listening in, we've sort of known each other in periphery for about, 4 or 5 years now. So I saw Lumens come up, saw that first release, the second EP, and then Lumens House popped up, and I was kind of like, oh, have they stopped doing the band and now they're focusing on a label? But it looks like you've got it sort of both running at the same time.
Yeah,
that's right. I think like Lumens, the band, will be released on Lumens, the label.
Yes.
Nice. And the other thing as well, you don't have to worry about organising things with labels, seeing as it's all run literally in-house.
Yeah, makes it very easy.
That's true, yeah. That was part of the idea of starting the thing.
Well, touching on the label, you guys have got, 4 or 5 releases out at the moment. Do you want to run through what releases you guys have out, the bands, and how you came in contact with them, how you started up with the crew on your label?
Okay. Well, so the label is mainly just to facilitate us and our bands and any affiliated like acts, I guess. So the first release was from Luke. Do you want to talk on Super Death?
Oh, yeah. So Super Def was like a solo project thing that I had. And I guess like when we kind of moved into Lumens House and the record label started, it was to like release all of our music through it. And so it just so happened that was like around the same time as I was ready to put out my EP or like physical release because it was already released.
Yeah.
prior, and then put out a mixtape in December for Super Death as well.
Also on Lumens House.
Yeah, at the moment it's those two, right?
Those two are the Super Death releases, and then there's also 2 Salt Money releases and Spiritual Menace release.
So pretty much, yeah, all the bands will either have because Salt Money now has every member of Lumens in it, plus Jasper. And then Spiritual Longinus is the 3 of us here, me, Dean, and Sean. And then, what else is there?
Those are the only bands that have been released so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But there's more stuff coming for Lumens House, which is other.
More names, but more of us.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Common theme is us.
I do want to get back onto that Spear record because that's what was sort of my introduction into Lumens House. But seeing as it's really in-house, because not only have you got the label, but you're all sort of in bands and projects together. Do you guys find it hard to compartmentalize all those things? Like you've got, a handful of people in X band and you've got another set there and you all contribute to the label itself. Yeah, I'm just wondering, how do you guys go about working that? Is it a bit of an overload or can you separate it all out?
This is the first year that we've ever been organized with making music in any sort of capacity. We have a spreadsheet now, so that's the one step up that we did.
Man, if you got a spreadsheet and a calendar, you're pretty much sorted.
Huge, right? I think it's kind of it marks a pretty key difference as well between the part you mentioned before, the 5 or so years or so that we did Lumens, which was pretty overall not super organized.
Pre-spreadsheet.
Yeah. It was pre-spreadsheet days.
But I think sometimes the bands do have a little bit of overlap. I think some of the strongest songs were maybe discarded Salt Money riffs.
Yeah. But in my head, I can see a distinct thing. If it ever feels a bit too silly or quote unquote naughty, then it'll be Schlong instead of Salt Money. I think the other thing that's also weirdly enough useful is that because live music has just also been a bit weird lately, there hasn't been any we can't play this gig because of this gig, because there's kind of really the Lumens era, there's a gig every couple months or whatever.
Yeah.
It goes back to you guys filling in the time with all these lockdowns going on. You've got there's at least 3 projects here on the label, and then you've got the label itself. You're definitely keeping yourself busy.
Yeah, doing our best.
Touching on that Spear record, like I said, it was the first release on the label that got me into it. I want to talk about the packaging itself and the actual CD, because it was really cool. You guys came out with a DVD cover, and then I was seeing in collaboration with Illuminate My Hearts, the CD can actually be played as a vinyl, and that's the first time I've come across something like that. How the fuck did you do that?
God knows.
Yeah.
It was purely by chance, actually.
No, they just hit us up, and that's something that they do in-house. They have a lathe cutting machine, so they can cut lathe records, and they said, we can do it on CD as well. So, and it was their idea to package it in DVD case as well. But we came up with the idea to actually make it look like an R-rated DVD. So when it sits in your collection, it looks a little naughty.
Yeah, it should fit in.
Took the vibe
somewhere.
And how did Illuminate My Heart get in touch with you guys? Because they're from America, if I'm not mistaken. Was it just sort of they saw it pop up online and thought, man, I like this naughty music?
Yeah, essentially.
Probably Scram Cave.
I think it was Scram Cave. Yeah.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I dropped it on Scram Cave when it came out, and a lot of people on there were into it, which was kind of surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But that collab with Illuminate My Heart was really great for us. They're awesome people, and it's so cool to have that connection with a label in the States.
Yeah,
for our 4th release.
Yeah, so awesome. Very blessed.
You mentioned, was it Scram's Cave? I've never come across that before. Is that a forum almost, or what is that?
It's a Facebook page.
The old Facebook page.
Yeah. Kind of like
Facebook group. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, the powers of the internet. Hey, you get connected with people overseas by posting something in a group.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, it's strange that like you make a little post somewhere and all of a sudden something like this can happen out of it.
Yeah, it's what the internet sold as, but you very rarely expect it to actually follow through.
Yeah.
And coming up in the next little while, obviously April Fool's is coming up thick and fast. You guys have a run of merch lined up for that. What kind of merch are you guys drumming up and getting ready to pump out?
Well, I mean, we want to keep it a surprise, but we have like 6 new items. Yeah, 6 new items of merch. It'll be from Lumens, from Salt Money,
Shalonginus,
Unworthy of Life, and Super Death.
Yeah.
It's a great range of stuff you guys got coming out.
Yeah, it's pretty diverse.
And we made an effort to try and make everything either be funny, unique, or something that you couldn't get anywhere else.
So the kind of merch where as soon as someone sees it, they kind of go, dude, where the hell did you get that from?
I hope so.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
We touched.
It should be distinctive.
That's the way to do it. We touched on your association with Illuminate My Heart. There's another label a little bit closer to home that I've seen a few of your releases pop up on as well, that being Team Glasses. Again, I'm going to ask the question, how did you guys come into association with them?
Well, we've known Team Glasses for a really long time. And we collaborated together on the 2 Salt Money releases that we did. Before we started the label, we had already planned to do Salt Money stuff with Team Glasses. And then when we started the label, we thought, okay, let's make it a collab. And they were really happy to do that. They've helped us out with making the physical, like they do the upcycled tapes. So they've helped us out with that. And along with pins as well, like little merch items. So yeah, they do an awesome job.
Yeah, and they've been putting us on shows for years too.
Yeah.
Keeping it alive down here. So.
Upcycled tapes, rather. That's something that I wrote down because I was like, wow, that's really interesting. So you just buy a whole bunch of old tapes, get a magnet head, strip all the audio off it, and then re-record it?
Yeah, and Adam from Team Glasses cuts them all to length as well. So yeah, they're really going the extra mile to make sure that they're like not contributing to new waste, which is pretty cool.
And that's one of the things that I'm really impressed with a lot of tape releases, and it seems like something that you guys are really into as well. What spurs your love of tape? Why do you guys use it in a lot of the releases?
I mean, tape's always been connected to DIY. It's like cheaper than vinyl.
You can do it at home.
Yeah.
If you have the tools. It's got a cool distinctive sound to it too.
I love the rectangular album art, which always calls for like alternative artwork.
Yeah, especially on like the J sleeves as well, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, even with them, I remember going to, I can't remember the name of the website, but the one where it shows templates and just like how many different templates there are just for cassettes. Like there's even more than just the J card. Like feels relatively endless, and like you can get real custom with it.
But I wouldn't say we're deeply married to tape over any other medium. Sort of like just
a marriage of efficiency.
Yeah. And it's recognizing our DIY roots, but maybe one day we won't be making exclusively tapes.
Well, I mean, the Spear release is a good way to branch out from that. You've got a lot of merch coming up. You've got some new releases on the way. Obviously, at the moment, the idea of playing a show is a little bit of a pipe dream. But what have you guys got coming up for the rest of 2021?
We got heaps.
Yeah,
it's a big old calendar.
Big spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But there'll definitely be new releases from Lumens the band.
Yeah, big comeback, hopefully.
There'll be a couple of singles and an EP. There'll be a full-length record from Salt Money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you got for Super Death?
Hopefully full-length release as well for Super Death. Not sure when, but it will be 2021.
Mm-hmm. some new projects on the label, which at the moment, I don't know if we'll say their names, but there's some new stuff coming.
I thought that would be real soon.
Yeah, sure. There is a thing like just around the corner.
That'll actually be the next release on the label. Will be an entirely new project.
It's gonna be fun.
Definitely.
I think we have a Myra release. Next couple of months. Maybe something long.
New Spiritual Luminous.
I was about to say,
yeah, of course.
Who knows how much Spiritual Luminous, but
I think New Song goes in the next month or two.
Yeah. So that you guys have dropped it all. There's no surprises left.
It's all coming.
Yeah.
There's so much coming out. And you guys, from what I can gather, record a lot of these projects in-house, and you sort of do it all yourself. It seems DIY is definitely tied to a lot of the projects that you guys do.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think the label kind of embodies that too.
Yeah. Everything we do is DIY or with the help of our close friends.
Beautiful, gents. Well, that's pretty much all the questions and everything that I had lined up for you. Was there anything else that you wanted to put forward, have a chat about before we wrap things up?
I got nothing.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
Yeah, it really covers what we're getting up to for quite a while.
Beautiful. Well, thanks for joining us today, and I really appreciate it. We'll definitely keep an eye out for more things that come out through Lumens House. And like you said, there's going to be more things than we know what to do with coming later on in the year.
Thank you so much for having us.
Cheers.
Beautiful. That came out really well, gents. Thanks for that.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
It's kind of a blast to like purge it all out. Like it's almost like a thinking process of like, okay, we have this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
I know.
It's weird to be excited about a spreadsheet.
Something about the late 20s.
And it's so different sitting there. You've got your, like you said, you got your spreadsheet, planning it all out, but actually verbalizing it, you're kind of like, oh shit, we got so much going on.
Yeah. It definitely does seem a lot different when it's just, a couple of pixels on the screen that's like, this time this happens, this time this happens.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think we blew our whole load there too. So,
yeah, something like that.
Hopefully you don't have too many listeners.
No, that's all good. I was going through, there's not really a lot of information. Like do you guys have a Facebook page for Lumens House?
We don't.
Yeah, we don't.
It's strictly Instagram.
Yeah, we're pretty bad, like SEO wise.
No, that's
so
all good.
bad.
Like, because that's how I found out about the label and everything was through Instagram, and then I sort of was like, when you get stuck in a scroll for half an hour, and then you sort of snap out of this haze, and you're like, the fuck did I just do for the last, however long? So I had to delete Instagram because of that. And then I re-downloaded it just so I could go through all the releases and work out what's going on to get all the info.
Oh, bless it. That's honoring.
Yeah, we need to set up an info page on our website.
True, yeah. That would be a good idea.
Beautiful. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I had that I wanted to chat about. We've got everything covered. And if there was nothing else that you gents wanted to chat about, I think we'll wrap it up.
Cool.
Actually, how's Cave Dweller been?
It's not been too bad. Again, kind of like you guys, it was a project that we started as a result of COVID. A mate of mine had just moved over to the States, can't do anything because,
true.
He doesn't have his green card and all the COVID hit. And then I was working as a journalist in Toowoomba. That came through, big redundancies through everywhere. And then we kind of just like, fuck it, let's start a music page. And then from there, the other guy that I work with is a whiz, kind of similar to how you guys got in touch with Illuminate. He was just going through and spamming the absolute hell out of all these metal groups, out of the hardcore groups and everything. So slowly grew through that.
The work. Sick.
And then, it's kind of gotten to the point where we've got like 4 or 5 writers on board. Everything's coming along well, and because I still do reviews and stuff with 4ZZZ, it works out well that I can take them from 4ZZZ to Cave Dweller and vice versa. So it keeps it right.
Yeah, sick. It's some really good momentum.
Yeah, I think it's been going.
It looks like it's popping too.
Hey?
It looks like it's popping.
Yeah, well, it's been
well.
going for a little bit over a year, which is bizarre to think about. Hey, like, I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah, it's strange that March has hit again.
Oh, I know. Like,
feels like we've glitched back into 2020.
Well, especially with all the outbreaks and everything, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's been pretty good fun. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very glad the whole hardcore bands doing shoegaze trend is over.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. In a way, we kind of did that.
We're dipping out of shoegaze too.
We've gone kind of backwards. We've done like anti-turnover.
We've gone for Midwest emo.
Yeah.
See that at least Midwest emo, you can kind of be like, oh man, this is really cool. But I don't know what it is, but so many shoegaze bands just sound the same, and I'm kind of like, you guys clearly just found a fucking jazz master, and was it the jazz?
That whammy bar, Jack's Cathedral.
Never look back.
You're a genius.
It was all those, it's like all those kids who listen to like Title Fight and Basement. And they're like, how can we be even more boring?
Well, I'll still defend Title Fight up until Hyperview, and then after that.
No, Title Fight and Basement are sick bands, but everybody who listens to them
and like
makes terrible bands.
Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, fun with the whammy bar.
How many delay pedals do you need for that band?
No way.
No, I used the wrong one. Shit.
Sounds good.
Too easy.
Yes,
well,
my
have
lord.
yourself a lovely evening and stay safe, eh?
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Hope things are well back home.
Yeah, it's not doing too badly. I'm upright and I'm breathing, so I can't complain.
Let's keep that going.
See you later, gents.
All right.